What are we doing?
Today we are going to show you how to do a Predator 212 swap engine on a Coleman
B100.
B100.
All right, so basically I bought this B100 the other day, and it had this little 105 cc in it, and it was just too slow. So got this 212, trying to figure out how to put it in, and I saw no videos on it, so we might as well make this like quick video. But basically I'm gonna take it apart and put this one back in to show you guys like how to do it and all the holes to drill and everything, because it does not mount right up, but I'll show you guys how. All right, so we just put the little 105 cc back in the B100. Show you guys how to do everything. It's not very hard at all, but there's just, I don't know, we didn't find any videos on how to do it, so might as well. So first step, take this little chain guard off. There's a bolt right here, and then there's two down at the bottom. Yeah, and then there's this screw that holds like the two pieces of the chain guard together. So you'll just take this one off, and then this one, that screw will come out, and then there's just a bolt right here on the frame and then to the plastic piece, and then you kind of just gotta jam it out. It gets like caught on the chain down here. I'm trying to get it out. All right, so now that that's out, next thing that you're just gonna have to do no matter what, just take this back fender off, or the Predator won't fit here. So there's just a little screw right here. It'll take that reflector out, and then this will pop out. And then there's also a little L bracket down here. You'll just unscrew that and then pop that right out. All right, next up, we gotta take the little engine bolts out. So there's these things, they're like little washers that connect down there. So you'll take 12mm wrench up here, and then just a 10mm socket below. Just go, Nico. I got a ratchet. So yeah, just take these bolts out, and then these will come out too. We can't use those ones. So there's the two in the front, and then there's one here, and then there's another one over there that we already took out. All right, after those little engine bolts are out, you'll just take this little bolt off of the clutch, and then you can slide the engine back, and it'll give it more slack on the chain. Take that out. Whole thing's out, and then the last thing you'll do is the throttle, but I'm not gonna take the throttle out because I already put it on the Predator. Basically, it's gonna run down here. It'll go through this, and then right up here through this nut. So you'll unscrew this, and then right here, it's gonna have like the little tip on it. Honestly, it won't fit through this, so I just cut it off up here, and then slid it down through here, and then that's the throttle over here. And then these are for the kill switch. So you just unplug the green one from this, and then it's grounded right here. So you take a little, I don't even know, it's probably like a little 8mm, and take it out of there. All right, now the throttle's out. This thing's ready to come out. Nico, you want to take it out? Yeah. Slide that thing out. Okay, now that the little 105's out, it's time to put the Predator in. First thing, these holes, they do not fit for the Predator, so you got to make your own. Basically, I use this bottom left corner hole, and then I lined it up with here. Basically just Sharpie around and find the holes and just start drilling. It doesn't really matter if they're like too big. You can use a washer or whatever to figure it out later. But yeah, make these holes so it'll fit. And then next thing, is gonna be putting the throttle on to the Predator. So what I do, make it a lot easier. I'm just gonna take this air box out. I think this is it's a little 10 millimeter. And then there's also a hose that connects here. You just take it out real quick and then this will slide up and out. Basically, you take this throttle. If you cut the throttle like I did, I just heated up the end of this and then twist it around so it'll fit through this. Basically, take the throttle. You'll unscrew this little like clamp for it and put this on it. That way it has room. Just slide it right through the nut. What, Nico?
There's also another way which you can do it through here. And then this comes around and hooks onto this one.
Yeah.
And so it pulls it that way.
For this one, we just did it through here. Go straight through this little nut. You just tighten it down. And then with these Predators, this throttle, it likes to get all closed up. So just loosen this bolt. Mine's pretty loose right now, but that way it slings right back. So when you're on the throttle, it just comes right back. And then once you're done with that, you can just throw the air box back on here. Make sure to put this tube in and then the two nuts right here. Okay, so once those two bolts are back on for this air box and then that hose is in here, next thing you want to do is you got to flip this exhaust upside down or it's not going to fit. So these two bolts right here, just take it off. It'll be like up here. And then once this exhaust is off, you got to take this little guard off of it if you don't want it to rub on the chain. So there's two screws here, and then underneath there's another screw somewhere underneath there. But this will just slide off. Now we're just throwing this thing in. So come from this backside. Kind of gotta wiggle it around. All right. Throwing it in there. Now, next step is this clutch. It's kind of annoying to do, but basically, this is a different clutch. You're gonna have to get a 3/4 clutch, and this is a 12 tooth. So just go on Amazon. I got this one for like 30 bucks, the 3/4, and then I'll show you guys how to put this on. Okay, so now that this is in, don't bolt anything up. We got to do this clutch. So with this, it's going to come with a key in it. And depends on what clutch you buy. This one I got, it already has a key in it. So what you got to do, take a little flathead screwdriver and put it right up against like the key that's on here. And you just bang it out towards the engine. And then there's a groove. Yeah, it'll slide up and you just pry it off. And then for that one, here, let me show them. There's a little groove in there, so just slide that on. And then
this screw.
Hey.
It's my drifter.
Yeah. Screwed on, bro. All right, yeah, this is probably, I think this is like a 12, 13 millimeter, whatever.
Yeah, it's a 12.
Bro. And tighten it up. And then once this is on, you're gonna have some slack right here. So what you want to do is put those little Allen key screws that it came with, put it up like right up pretty close, and then you'll just tighten those up. That way it doesn't have any slack or it's like moving. Okay, after this clutch is in, don't bolt up the engine yet because you gotta get this chain on. So we'll just throw it on here while the engine's like back, and then basically you're just gonna throw it in all of those holes that you drilled, but make sure this chain is on first because it needs to be tight. And it's not gonna be center, it's gonna be off to the right a little bit because this chain's gonna be pretty straight for the most part. So once that's on, just throw your bolts in and get it all set up. All right, yeah, after those bolts are on, your chain's on good. You want to make sure the chain and the holes you drill are like as straight as possible, or it'll have some problems. But we'll start her up. So this is it, fully done. Predator 212 on the Coleman B100 frame. It's pretty good. Only problem I have with it right now that I'm going to change in the next like day or two is this chain. It goes like off to the left to get onto the clutch, and it's definitely probably going to be a problem down the road. And then it also has a little, when it's running, it'll hit the clutch a little bit, and it has a little clicking sound. So what I'm gonna do when I have time, instead of using that right hole right there, use this left one for the first bolt to go in, and then make the whole engine be straight, and then drill the other like 3 holes if you do. But I'm definitely gonna do that soon. That way the chain goes completely straight onto it. Motor, it's not going to be, I mean, the whole thing, it's just not going to be center. It's not how it works putting the Predator on this thing. But overall, it still runs good and everything. That's just something I'm going to change. That way the chain's going straight. There's no problems down the road. But yeah.